not everyone happy about a possible deal between these two companies. More than just Sprint here. Gigi Sohn, president of an advocacy group called Public Knowledge, says, quote, "We know the results of arrangements like this: higher prices, fewer choices, less innovation." Clearly speaking on behalf of consumers in her case. Well, for more on this possible deal, we're going to bring in Sachin Shah, special situations merger arbitrage strategist at Capstone Global Markets. He joins us now on the phone. He's been on before. Sachin, always appreciate the insight you have in these deals. Let's start off very quickly. I just read that statement. A lot of consumer advocates out saying that this is not a good thing for the end user. What is your perspective?
Hi, Lisa. Happy Monday. Thanks for having me on. I look at these kind of transactions all the time. I love to see every deal approved. I would like to see this deal approved, but this deal kind of hits at the core tenets of having a DOJ and FCC in the first place, right? And so,
Sachin, let me break in for 1 second. Why do you say you love to see every deal approved?
Yeah, because I look at transactions on a merger perspective, and so when the deal closes, shareholders or investors typically get compensated or paid, right? And although some of the transaction you can Chinese them for a deal break potentially, in general, all of the deals that I kind of look at or special situations, your ability to close a transaction is usually high priority, and so everybody event-driven space typically wants transaction to close. I typically want transactions to close, but the bottom line here, Lisa, which is interesting, is basically, AT&T and Deutsche Telekom is basically saying, help us help you.
Right.
Okay?
This is their sell to the government, right?
Yes,
saying that this is a good thing for the customer.
Yes, and I don't necessarily believe that right now. So as I mentioned before, I would like to see the transaction or deals of this size. The confidence level is high, for them to, announce this type of transaction, and it's great for us, great for me, but I just have reservations on how this is a benefit for customers. How is this a benefit for the industry in general? A couple points I just want to make here.
Why are you skeptical about that? I was looking through the presentation AT&T used that shows per merger the wireless fees actually decrease for its customers.
Yes. So the presentation, I think, is good and bad in many ways. One of the ways it's negative is that they essentially say the net present value of the transaction is going to yield more than $40 billion in synergies. So that's going to pay for the transaction itself. So when you're the FCC, the DOJ, and all these other people that are looking at this transaction, you've just outlined a reason why you shouldn't be approving the transaction relative to approving the transaction. And so that's the one big element of this, because they essentially said that, and the presentation basically dictates that. That's the one point. The second point, which is important, is that they've cited that there are multiple players, as many as 5 players. So when you potentially see LEAP and PCS potentially merging, and between now and the potential deal close for the AT&T Deutsche Telekom, you're actually removing that competitor, and that framework that they were going to, the DOJ and FCC, becomes a little bit less confident. And also, if Sprint does something with a peer, that removes another competitor. So the competition that they're going, or the information that they're going with the DOJ and FCC saying that there's multiple competitors, may become limited as the industry consolidates in light of what was announced this morning.
All right, Sachin, we got to leave it there. Unfortunately, always a pleasure to have you on. Appreciate you joining us.
Good day.
All right, that was Sachin Shah, special situations and merger arbitrage strategist at Capstone Global Markets.